Hello, and welcome to the Henrik and Jacob podcast. We've been talking about doing a podcast for a while on movies and TV shows and pop culture and whatnot.
Because we have some good conversations.
We have very good conversations.
We'd like to share them with the world because there's some good stuff in here, right?
Yeah, exactly. But we have no idea how to do a podcast, so I wish you could see this. We have a script with 4 lines on it, and that's about it.
4 in-depth lines.
No, they're only one line. It's like college rule.
There are a lot of words on the lines.
But essentially, I don't know. This is kind of a rough cut podcast, so just listen up, I suppose.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like movies, you can just listen to our wonderful voices.
Yep.
Yeah, right. As far as experience goes, we watch a lot of movies. Henrik has been actually a radio star twice. I think. You've been on the radio twice. He's pretty experienced at this.
We will not go into what I have been on the radio, but
yeah.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong. No, he's been on the radio twice. I unfortunately, I didn't tune in to those 2 times.
No.
But I would have loved to. I'm sure it was wonderful.
Baby
Driver. The new Edgar Wright movie. That's what we're going to be talking about. If you haven't seen it, don't worry. Listen.
It's the new animation about a infant who loves racing, right?
Is that what was the one with Boss Baby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the animated one?
I told a friend we went to see Baby Driver, and he's like, oh, is that animated one about the baby? And I think he's talking about Boss Baby. Interesting name, but...
No.
It's a good name.
Not even quite. The interesting thing is they call him Baby and whatever. I thought he was a teen based on the trailer, but no, he's got to be over 21 in the movie.
For some reasons. Where we can...
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about anything.
Spoilers. No. So essentially we're just... Keep listening if you haven't seen it. We'll decide if you should waste your hard-earned money on this, and we're going to give a little background on the movie and whatnot. So we'll start with kind of the history of this movie. This is directed by Edgar Wright, who has done Shaun of the Dead is probably his most popular movie, right?
Yeah.
He's also done
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Hot
Fuzz, and the what is it? World's End.
Yes.
Yeah.
The World's End?
It's World's End or the World's End. Well, it can't infringe on the Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Oh, right. That's the Pirates of the Caribbean.
So Pirates of the Caribbean's at World's End.
World's End.
The World's End. And the World's End, Hot Fuzz, and Shaun of the Dead, that's the Cornetto trilogy with Nick Frost and, I'm blanking. What's his name? Simon Pegg.
Have you seen Scott Pilgrim?
I have not seen Scott Pilgrim. I've seen all 3 of the Cornetto movies.
I saw that when I was younger, and I felt I appreciated it. It's very comic-y, which is like Edgar Wright now that I've seen more of his movies. But it is... Scott Pilgrim is a comic book. So Edgar Wright here, very stylized, very funny.
Yeah.
But
Edgar Wright...
None of them are straight comedies, right?
Well, as a director, he's known for visual comedy.
Yeah.
Like it's not dialogue comedy so much as visual and a lot of irony, situational irony, stuff like that.
But Hot Fuzz, it's not a straight comedy, right? It's
no.
On the outside, it looks like an action movie.
It's not a laugh out loud comedy either.
No.
Like if I saw it with somebody and they were laughing out loud, I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Because it's dark comedy at best.
Yeah.
But it's. I think Shaun of the Dead is a little more slapsticky.
He seems to take a certain genre and just kind of make fun of itself, right?
That seems about right. The thing that always amazes me is how young he is, though. Because he's hold on, let's see here. What do you say? Oh, we have to do math? Oh, never mind. Wait, he's 43? No.
He looks a lot younger.
If you look at him, he looks like 30 right there. And
yeah.
Okay, he could be 30 in the picture.
30.
But no, there was actually, before we watched the movie, there was a clip where he comes on the screen and he's like, "Thank you for watching this in the theater."
Yeah.
Like in the big noisy theater, this is the way it should be viewed. And somebody leaned to me and was like, "Hey, that's a really nice gesture." And I'm like, "Yeah, but something smells fishy about it to me." I'm not certain, but I think it's because the full version of the movie might have leaked online or something. So he shot that really quick and sent it out. He's like, "Hey, thanks for coming and seeing it in theaters instead of pirating it." But anyways, I say that because he looked really young in there. He
does look young.
He looked like 30.
And he's talented. I mean, 43 is not old.
No, it's not old at all. But he just
Especially
looks a
for
lot younger than that.
some directors like
Yeah.
Scorsese, they're still kicking.
Yeah. Kicking what, the bucket?
Not quite yet.
No, they're still up and about doing stuff. But no. But anyways, no, this movie actually he's been working on, I want to say since like 99.
Really?
I remember looking at some stuff after he watched it. Shoot, let me see if I can find it. He's been he's been sitting on it for a long time, is all I remember. And he's been trying to get this off the ground. He actually,
do you know
if you remember, he was on to direct the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
The Marvel Ant-Man movie. And then
he quit, right?
Yeah, I think he
on
quit
his own...
from creative differences.
Yes.
But let me see if it says how long he was sitting on this for. No. It says...
Do you know why
he based the
he took
idea...
so long?
No, probably just trying to get it off the ground. It's an original screenplay, which is really hard to get off the ground. Like, I remember Nolan's Inception. Completely original, right?
Yeah.
And he wrote that himself, I think probably with his brother, too, who also, he co-wrote the Dark Knight trilogy. But it took them like 11 years to get it up and running. But yeah, and it has a very nostalgic vibe, the movie does. It was... Mm-hmm. It reminded me of La La Land, actually. Kind of the floating timeline.
I don't want to get into...
Oh, yeah, no, maybe not.
But we'll come back to that.
But yeah, we'll come back to that if you've seen it. Yeah, good luck writing on this. You can't tell, or maybe you can.
That's not how you spell that.
We're sitting in a closet right now.
A studio.
Yeah, a studio, actually, yeah.
Studio,
high-tech equipment. But as far as the history of the movie goes, let's see, yeah, he was just sitting on this for a long time is what I remember seeing. And I don't know if he was like perfecting the script or whatnot, because as far as script goes, like there's not a ton of dialogue, especially from the main character.
Baby, yes.
The third act was really strong though.
I thought all the dialogue that was there was good though.
For the most part. I think there was some choppy line delivery and we'll get to it later, but certain characters I think were hashed out kind of ham-fisted. Not making a John Hamm joke there. But that would have been funny.
Yeah, there was a couple
pretty
parts.
Good.
I thought Jamie Foxx had some interesting lines, and like that were like not your usual movie.
Yeah,
it was like Edgar Wright, very Edgar Wright.
Well, we'll get into it later. I didn't like how Jamie Foxx addressed his own character. Kind of, it was kind of like hanging a lantern on it, but it took away from it. For the most part, though, Edgar Wright did really well with exposition and whatnot, because there was some really heavy exposition, but he worked it in so that we knew it was heavy exposition, and we liked it. Yeah. There's one scene in particular I can think about that we can talk about later. But essentially, should you waste your money on this movie? All your hard-earned cash, go down to the multiplex. AMC will gouge you for this. If you see it in 3D or God knows what.
Whatever.
It's going to be like $18 a ticket. Should you spend... How long is this movie?
Under 2 hours.
Oh, is it really? It felt longer than that, to be honest. Should you spend an hour and 53 minutes of your time, remember, time is money, and spend possibly $18?
It's a lot of money.
But if time is money, that's like, what, $36? Yeah.
Something like that.
All that time and money just to see a movie. Actually, we haven't talked about this. Do you have an answer?
I think you should.
Should you waste your money on it? Absolutely.
Because
waste your hard-earned money.
I had a blast with this movie.
This was so much fun. I cannot tell you.
You can get into this. Yeah. I don't want to get into spoilers, but every driving sequence was super entertaining.
Oh, by the way, it was all real. I looked it up. None of it was CGI.
And it looked real. Like
somebody had said one or two scenes looked like CGI, and I said I doubted it just because I don't think it would have fit the scope of the movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it was all real. Yeah. Every last second.
Super. Like I halfway through the movie, I was smiling, and I was just like, I could watch babies drive around all day.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, and that's his name, Baby.
Some of the crazy.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah, his name is Baby. Some of the crazy moves he was doing. When they were driving away from stuff, all the cop movement, it was super entertaining.
And look, this is the first real car chase that Edgar Wright has directed.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Like, something I forgot about Edgar Wright is like how diverse he is and how much he can do. because was it World's End? Or no, it's with Hot Fuzz, like the huge gunfight. I don't know, spoilers for Hot Fuzz, I suppose. Yeah. But there's a lot of fighting. It's a police movie. There's a lot of fighting in Hot Fuzz, and he's like a comedy director, right? Yeah. Essentially. But no, he handled it perfectly. It's done very well. It's
done in a funny, dark comedy way.
Anybody who knows anything about shooting movies knows car chases are one of the hardest things and most expensive things to film, just because of the amount of variables, all the expensive equipment, so much has to be set up and done. Yeah. But no, it's beautifully executed. And especially coming off the back of the crappy Fast and Furious movies that are coming out these days.
Yeah.
Like,
we did see those.
What are they on now? Did we just watch Furious 8? Furious 8? That was borderline unwatchable.
It was just ridiculous.
I was only there for the nostalgia. Like, we keep saying Fast and Furious, peaked in 5? 5. Back when they... Well, when you say it like this, when they're towing safes behind cars and racing them out, it doesn't sound so good. But relative to racing submarines in Iceland or whatever...
Yeah,
like,
some of those, like...
can't do it. And, like, what happened to car racing? Was there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there was a race in the new one in the very beginning in Cuba. Okay, I take that back.
That was the best part.
The first, exactly.
We talked about that.
The first 15 minutes of
short,
Fast and Furious,
or
the best part. Easily.
Frustrating. Anyway.
Well, until the end. Until he beats him going backwards in a car he put together in like 15 minutes. Minor spoilers, I guess, but who cares?
Okay, we'll do this. Jacob, would you waste your money on
Fast and Furious 8? No.
There you go.
Do not waste your money on it. Don't watch anything after
Spoiler
Fast 5.
alert, not needed.
Watch 1, 2. You kind of have to watch 4, huh? Don't really watch 3. Technically, in the timeline, 3 comes after, 6 or something? Because
it's so convoluted.
Yeah, it's really convoluted. Watch Fast and Furious 1 and 2. Maybe watch the 4th one. The 5 is so good. I love 5.
5 is good.
It's the perfect balance of racing, crime, and fun.
Yeah.
That could be a tagline for something.
Is that GTA? Tagline.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, I got from Baby Driver. I got serious Grand Theft Auto vibes.
Me too.
Like it was,
especially when they're sitting down with the chalkboard and everything.
Yeah. Anybody who plays Grand Theft Auto, like the heist, or at least Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not a real Grand Theft Auto fan. I just played the 5th one because I know it's good. The heists are a big part of the game, and you like sit down with the chalkboard and plan it out, and you put together a team. There were scenes just like that.
Yeah.
Where I guess it's kind of spoilery now, but it's a crime movie. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But no, I got serious Grand Theft Auto vibes. I was like, and there were shootouts and whatnot. I was completely just immersed in the game almost.
Totally.
It's been a long time since we used to play GTA a lot, but
yeah,
it's been a lot of fun.
I mean, that's one of the most memorable parts about the game and the movie as well.
But essentially, this is a fantastic Fast. If you were disappointed with Fast 8, Fast 6, Fast 7, any of the Fast and Furious except Fast 5, just watch this. And I was thinking about that as we were watching some of the driving scenes, like that kind of car niche that needs to be filled now that Fast and Furious has moved away from cars to shooting babies and planes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a car that came out, a movie came out called Lowriders, I think, which might have been about cars. I don't know anything about it. I skipped the YouTube trailer every single time.
Didn't look interesting.
He said California in the beginning, and I was like, I don't want to listen to that. So I just skipped it every time. But it didn't do well. It was like 6.5 out of 10. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, we swear by Internet Movie Database.
Don't go on Flickster.
Please
have a whole set
don't
of
go
video
anywhere.
For that.
Don't go Rotten Tomatoes. Internet Movie Database is where
If a movie
it's
is universally praised as a 6 out of 10, it'll get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And people are like, wow.
It's either thumbs up or thumbs down.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're like, wow, this movie must be great. No, it's just not bad. It's just universally not bad. So
it's just decent, but it gets 100%.
IMDb does it right.
Yeah. As they should. Rotten Tomatoes.
Not sponsored by IMDb.
Okay, but IMDb, if you're looking to sponsor somebody, we are looking at making podcasts full time. I promise we'll get better if you sponsor us. Hit me up.
More of an incentive.
What was I going to say about the driving though? So yeah, but the car niche is kind of like left unfilled. And here's the thing: do I think this fills the car niche? No, because Edgar Wright doesn't do
he's not doing
sequels.
Another one.
Yeah. He doesn't do sequels. He got pushed hard to do a Shaun of the Dead 2, and he didn't do it. And I'm so happy about that.
He just knows it's like
It's a cash grab.
Especially for his movies, they're so, like, they just hit you with how different they are.
Yeah.
Seeing another one, you'd lose kind of the best part about the movies.
And something that I had forgotten about, and I just recently got with Wonder Woman, because watching Wonder Woman, I realized that there's not like a planned sequel for a lot of these characters because it's set so far in the past relative to the rest of the DC movies.
Right.
It hit me at one point, I won't spoil anything, but like, these people can actually die. Like, typically in superhero movies, they don't kill their characters, right? Or they kill them temporarily.
Yeah. They'll be in the big battle in the last movie.
They'll just show up again in the next movie at Kingsman. But, yeah, don't watch the Kingsman 2 trailer, please.
If you want to enjoy
the movie. If you want to enjoy the movie. We like Kingsman 1, though. Actually, I did get a little bit of Kingsman vibes from this. From Baby Driver. Anywho.
The action and stuff.
What was my point? We went on tangents there.
I think at this point, about Baby Driver.
At this point, I think we're moving into spoilers anyways. If you haven't seen it, stop listening and go watch it.
And we both agree, last thing, you should spend your money on this.
Oh, yes. Absolutely spend your money on it. Don't pirate it. Okay, last note before we go into full spoilers. This was shot on film, not digital. So seeing it in a theater will make it look way better than watching it from your crappy Pirate Bay download on your phone or on your computer. It did look really good. It was shot on film, which not a lot of movies are, which added to the nostalgia vibe that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But really, just go see it in theaters. It's a lot of fun. You're not gonna regret it. Spend your hard-earned cash. Yeah. We're telling you now.
Do it.
Okay. Now, if you haven't seen it,
spoilers.
Please don't listen on.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
All right.
We're moving on. Please just go watch it before you listen to this. Yeah. I don't want to ruin it for you. Don't look up the ending. We actually went into this. I did not know much about it, to be honest.
I tried to stay away from the trailers.
Yeah.
I really only knew this guy with headphones. Don't know why he had headphones and glasses.
Yeah.
Was a getaway driver, and I'm glad that's all I knew.
Yeah, I'm so glad that's all I knew. Something we've been trying to do is avoid trailers for movies because as it's just been happening recently that they give away so much in trailers. And Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I think that was the one that really set us off.
Just kind of set us.
Jeez.
Like it was like a 2.5 minute long trailer. They hold your hand through the whole plot. Like.
Yeah.
I feel like they might have some small twist in the movie still coming, but unless all that stuff in the trailer happens in the first 15 minutes, then the movie's almost completely ruined for me. And I don't know what their problem is. Like, Sony must have a hand in that, because Marvel's usually really good about it, but I don't know if they feel the need to, like, remind us that Spider-Man is still good or something like that. But they just give it away so much in the trailer. And we were watching, in the theater, before Baby Driver, there were a couple trailers that... We're like, okay, stop there. What was it? The Foreigner, right?
Foreigner. Doesn't look great, but...
Doesn't look great.
It started interesting.
It could look great if they didn't give us so much in the trailer.
Good, 15-minute scene at the beginning, and we're like, okay, I'm intrigued. Stop.
Yeah, just stop. Just don't tell us anymore.
Just give us the name.
You just got to cast the line out there. Don't give me the whole boat.
And that's true. One movie, I hate to say this because... Everyone's like, La La Land was great. I love La La Land. It was critically acclaimed. But
we saw it the night it came out, didn't we?
We did. So yeah, we weren't a part of that.
We were there before it was cool.
But
because it got nominated and then it made millions of dollars.
I was at some movie and this trailer comes on where there's this quiet jazz piano and this couple, which we saw was Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. I love both of them, so that could have been partially a why. But they just started dancing into the sky, and it looked really nice. And there were no words, just the music. And it says La La Land. And I'm like, I know this is going to be a romance movie, but I am so interested.
It intrigued you, yeah.
And it was like 20 to 30 seconds long. That's all you need. And... we went to see opening night, so it obviously intrigued us enough, and I'm glad it did.
And then it went on to win Best Picture, and then it didn't win Best Picture.
And then it didn't win Best Picture. But
spoilers if you haven't seen the Oscars. We still haven't seen Moonlight though, so we're kind of heated about that. But I feel like once we see Moonlight, we'll kind of accept it.
Yeah.
But that's still an L.
Hopefully we like Moonlight.
Yeah, we better like Moonlight, because if Moonlight stole it from La La Land, legitimately stole it from La La Land, I'm going to be rather angry. Anyways, that was a tangent.
Back to Baby Driver. I didn't see much about it. I don't know if there were long trailers out there, that I just luckily did not see?
I don't think so.
Or Edgar Wright knows what he's doing?
I don't know what kind of marketing campaign they had, but I don't remember seeing much about it. I definitely remember watching the whole trailer on YouTube when it came up. I remember that very vividly because when you're watching YouTube, you're just like waiting for that ad to go, right? And then like skip. Like,
yeah.
Get their content creators the money, right? Yeah. Don't skip our ads, please. And then
we can get them.
And then, but skip everybody's ads except ours because, you know, as a content creator, we need the money, but nobody else does. So I skip everybody's ads. But like, who wants to spend their time watching a 2-minute ad before your 2-minute video, right?
Maybe if it was like a 20-second trailer, hint, then
yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't skip
if it's a quick trailer,
it intrigues me in 20 seconds.
But the Baby Driver trailer was probably like 2 minutes long, right? But
I don't know if I even saw it.
I know I watched the whole thing because it got me like in the first 10 seconds or whatever, first 5.
And honestly, maybe I did see it, but what it told me was getaway driver with glasses and headphones. Jamie Foxx is in it. Kevin Spacey's in it. What's that guy's name?
Jon Hamm.
Jon Hamm's in it.
Yeah.
That's basically all I knew. And there was action, and it was Edgar Wright. And that's enough to intrigue me. I didn't know anything about the plot, really.
Yeah.
And that's good.
That's the way it should be. Another trailer we've been avoiding is Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
Unfortunately, the trailer played before the Baby Driver movie, so we couldn't avoid it.
I went into baby mode and covered my ears and eyes.
Well, we were already in baby mode from the 8 trailer, but for different reasons. True. But no, Dark Tower, because I've heard good things about it, and that's all I want to hear.
I will
people
see
are complaining.
It. Don't show me
Yeah,
more.
Exactly. There's controversy over the casting or whatever. I don't care. I don't know anything about the book. Yeah, I know I haven't read the book, the story, Stephen King, whatever, Stephen King, who knows? it's a PH. Stephen Hawking.
Oh, God. We're insulting people now. Edgar Wright.
Of all the things you could insult Stephen Hawking for, his name. Not the fact that he's a
roasted
physicist, theoretical physicist, or he's like in a wheelchair or whatever. Wow, that one.
That's
off
the
rails
last
really
thing I
quickly.
think of.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You know,
he's just such a brilliant guy.
He's just ableist blind, right? You know. Wow, that went off the rails.
There was a deaf guy in this movie. What was talking about handicaps?
What were we talking about? Oh no,
trailers.
The trailer. No, because I've heard good things about it. I heard there's like a twist ending or whatever. I don't know if there is. Don't tell me if there is or isn't. I don't want to know. I just know it's a good movie. I just want to see it. Something we had also... Wow, we were really out the rails. I don't care. Something we had talked about at the very beginning of the summer is setting up a bet where we go through all the movies slated to release over the summer and then try to pick out the ones that we think will do the best. Mm-hmm. And we each get to pick like 5 movies, like not sequels or not big name things or whatever, reboots. But we pick the new movies.
Some men were intrigued by like the director, the actors, the name, small synopsis, and that's about it. And
they don't have any reviews out yet. So just by looking at the trailers and what we can find on it, we were gonna bet on movies that were good. Unfortunately, we couldn't find that many movies, and we kind of gave up on it. But I think it would have been really interesting to see how we would have liked those movies before seeing any marketing material.
Yeah.
Because some movies I feel like just throw it away. Like what. They give away so much during the movie. I don't know if that actually detracts from your movie experience or not. Because I feel
like it probably does.
I'm not sure which comes first, like the bad movie or the bad trailer. Like, do bad movies spawn bad trailers, or could you cut a good trailer from a bad movie?
I mean, if you make a great trailer and you have a bad movie, at least you made me go see it.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. You still got my money. There you go. I'm not getting that back. Trust me. Although... the Cars 3 trailer, the original one?
Oh my...
was really,
case
really
and point.
Good.
Keep it short.
But Cars 3 did not do so well. We haven't seen it yet. Speaking of car movies.
Oh my god. I thought it was going to be a gritty, realistic...
Well, okay, to be fair, we haven't seen it. It could be poorly rated because nobody thinks it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, but even the newer trailers, it's like...
Yeah, it kind of does go in too far.
It just looks like Cars 1 and 2.
But I thought it was going to be the hardest bounce back from Cars 2.
Yeah.
Because Cars 1 is alright, you know. It's fun. Good fun. Cars 2 is just
it's good for what it is.
Worldwide L. And then Cars 3 is... we thought was... Well, they went to Tokyo and whatnot.
No, that was the perfect word to use.
Why is it NASCAR racing an F1 car? That's not fair at all. I watch F1 on occasion, and I do prefer it to NASCAR, and I think that they're faster. I mean, maybe if they're going around in circles, the NASCAR's faster. But is Lightning McQueen
really
a
off
NASCAR?
topic now.
No, we're talking about cars, aren't we?
Okay,
oh wow,
okay.
that's gone really off. Okay, back to
I
spoilers.
think we haven't talked about this movie yet, really.
All right, Baby Driver. Okay, here's the thing about Baby Driver, is the characters were very consistent until the end. Like, Baby was a really consistent character. You like saw him grappling with stuff and like kind of fighting with himself. It was a little heavy on the exposition about like what happened to his parents and whatever. But
yeah,
I thought they could have worked that in a little easier.
I felt if they just like did the flashbacks, that's all you needed.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like
even
the
first
twice or three times.
I think it's twice, but even the first one, I knew what happened.
Exactly, happen. Yeah.
So like the second one, maybe not needed, but I don't know.
I mean,
we're
picking at this point. We should probably start with the stuff that we liked about it, right?
All right.
That's the thing. We're really good about picking apart movies, but sometimes we find it hard to compliment them.
This is a good movie.
It's a very good movie. Go see it. Okay, look, this is downright entertaining. Like, even if you don't like cars,
I was smiling. I was laughing.
This is gonna entertain almost anybody. Like, it was so much fun. It got my heart pumping at some parts.
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about earlier with sequels and whatnot and people dying, is since I know that there is no sequel and there's probably not a sequel in the works, like anything could happen. Like the main character could die, anybody could die, and a lot of people did die.
That's been
kind of happened. But it kept me in suspense because I didn't know how it was going to end, and I was really, really, really happy with how they wrote like kind of the second and third act, because it would have been so easy. And right now it's rated an 8.6, and if they had done it the way I'm about to say, it would have been like a 6.6. If he had like done one last job and then he calls him back and he does like one last job again. What's it in Fast and Furious? One last ride.
One last ride. Something like that.
Something like that. We can't do the Vin Diesel voice, but no, I actually want to do a supercut of how many times they say one last ride.
And family.
Oh yeah, friends. Oh god,
family.
This was like a good Fast and Furious. And we're not we are hating on Fast and Furious.
Yeah, we are.
But we still...
I mean, this is on par. Actually, okay. Fast and Furious 8 is like a few levels above how crazy this movie is. But like, take like 6
But this is
and
believable
7.
for the most part.
Yeah, no, exactly. So like, take as crazy as 6 and 7 was, and yeah, it could be Fast and Furious movie, maybe.
Yeah. This could be Fast 5. Like, on the same level of believability. I still believe the whole... I think the whole... the safe scene was pretty, like, borderline believable. But this movie was pretty good. And we got way off topic again. We're talking about this movie. No, okay. The second and third act, the way he could have done one last job and then he's like he's leveled out, whatever, with Kevin Spacey. And then he gets called back and does one last job again. And then... like, the job goes wrong, and then he, like, just barely gets out clean, and he gets the girl and goes off to the sunset. Yeah. And in the long run, that's kind of what happened. But,
yeah.
There was so much that happened in between that, like, one last ride and then riding off into the sunset that I liked it so much more, infinitely better.
Yeah, we all knew, at least, I thought it was pretty predictable that something was going to go wrong.
Yeah.
He's going to do one more. And, yeah, he'll probably get the girl at the end. But, like, the execution of it, right, was so interesting.
Well, because
it's not how you expected. We're in spoiler zone, I can say.
Yeah, we're way in spoiler zone.
But everyone turned on each other.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx died in a fantastic way. So fast.
I was ready for him to die.
Okay,
he's the character I had a problem with. I don't like that he was talking about how crazy he was. I'm like, crazy people don't talk about how crazy they are.
He was probably the most cartoonish character. But
I think I don't know if that was his choice or Edgar Wright's choice. Say Edgar, we're on a first name basis.
Guys are close.
I don't know whose choice that was. I think he overacted it a bit, and he could have been funnier if he was a more serious person. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but he was like. He's like, I'm the crazy one in this crew or something like that. And I was like, oh, come on. And he's just always pushing things and he's always like getting up in people's business. I'm like,
he got the villain that I hate and I want him to die vibe. That's what I was getting from him. Like,
but I liked the downfall kind of everything, because essentially what happened is well, it kind of all started when they stopped off to get the weapons, right? So all of them together kind of stop off to get the weapons. They grab them after shooting all the cops.
Really abrupt.
That were actually good cops. I can't quite remember what led up to that. Maybe we should have taken notes. I don't know. But essentially, they shot up all the cops. Which at that point I'm like, okay, Jamie Foxx. I can't remember his name. What was his name? Bats. Leon. That was his real name, right?
Real name was Leon.
No, but his name is Bats, right? That. So Bats is Bats crazy, right? But
yeah,
he recognized them as cops after the scene where he was like laying them out as pork or whatever, laying out the weapons as pork. I was like, oh, that was really cringy. I didn't go for that, but
I wouldn't remember all those names. I'd be like, I want that one.
Yeah, like just, that one looks
and
nice.
Jamie Foxx was like, I want the pork shoulder.
Yeah, he's like, I love smoking pigs. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Smoking pigs, because cops are pigs.
And he smoked them.
Yeah, there you go. Foreshadowing.
Wow,
I did not get that in the movie. I feel really dumb right now. Oh, man.
You're right, you genius.
No, but then he sniffs him out as cops and shoots him, and I'm like, okay, I can actually get on his side. Like, he might be crazy, but he's effective. But then once you get back, I don't know if you were supposed to know that they weren't straight cops, that they were dirty cops, or if you were supposed to think that they got set up. But either way, once you realize that that Bats kind of like screwed it all up because he shot the cops that were their ticket to getting the money, right? Yeah. Then you're kind of like, dude, I was on his side for that long. He had me for that long, and
he was just too impulsive.
Actually, he had me until he tried to shoot Deborah. But yeah, something about this movie. That
diner scene was an L.
Something about this movie I like to bring up is I don't think you can hear that well while wearing earbuds. I don't care how messed up your mind is. I don't care what you have humming between your ears. But if you're jamming music on your Apple earpods,
not hearing much else.
Yeah, you're not hearing much else, let alone a plan to rob a post office.
But let's go back to that diner scene, because
that's the second part where it started to go down, because the setups and payoffs in this movie were really, really good, and there were some long-term ones and there were some short-term ones too.
Like the when I was thinking about it earlier today, the tapes.
Yeah.
Or the tape, he made the remix of what was it? Like, he retarded?
Is he retarded? No, he's just wait, no.
Was he?
Retarded means slow. Was he slow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's like when he was making that, you're like, oh, that's dope. But it actually comes back. Like,
yeah, it does.
Later, you're like, oh, okay.
Although the whole mom tape, I think, was forced pretty hard. I remember
it didn't even really play a big part.
Not so much.
It just made him come back.
It just made him go back. Yeah. And then Kevin Spacey had a complete character.
Holy cow!
I was not down for that. That towards the end is where things started to fall apart for me.
But
I think we'll get there eventually. But essentially, let's go back to the diner scene because we'll get there eventually.
I thought was his name Buddy and Darling. Whoa. I did not like that scene with them. They were like, don't mess with my buddy.
I'm going to speak for the both of us here. Like, well, because, like, you just got to let Bats be Bats at this point, right? Like,
you've been with him. He's insane.
Yeah,
he's like,
crazy.
Chill.
Just let him go. Like, okay, maybe he is a Wall Street crook or whatever, but, you know, like, you're all crooks. What's the big deal here? Like a bunch of crooks sitting at a table. And I thought it was very coincidental that they wound up at the diner. But, you know, it was going to happen eventually. No movies without perfect coincidence. That's kind of what drives a lot of movie plots.
And I to be honest, that scene kind of had me, like, on the edge of my seat. Because just knowing, like, Baby stiff-armed her, basically, sat down.
The Heisman.
Not only did she kind of pissed at him.
Yeah,
well, there's a dude with a gun who's about to shoot her, and you're like, "Baby, do something." He said all the wrong things until he grabbed his gun.
Look, they're in the car. He's like, "I want to eat," and he's like, "No, that place sucks." And then he could have just been like, no, Mr. Kevin Spacey told us to come straight back, remember?
Could have said anything.
He could have said anything.
He also
could have just kept driving.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx is like, do you know her? No.
No.
Okay, good. Pulls out his gun. No, don't. Why?
It's already been established he's a bad liar. Like,
yeah.
That was a setup and payoff, I thought, paid off a little too well, a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
But he should have just been like, actually, I don't know what he would have done. Like, should he say no? Should he admit it?
I mean,
he should have been like, that's my sister.
Yeah, something like that. Where I feel Jamie Foxx obviously thinks people are like just expendable. So
yeah,
like if you have no relation to them, it's more.
But
more likely
then he
to
said, "Catch feelings, you die," or whatever. In the beginning, he's pointing a gun. Jamie Foxx points the guns at a lot of people.
And that's his character.
That is his
weird
character. Of all the characters, he was kind of my least favorite.
He was the only person who was kind of mumbly and kind of hard to hear. Which
really,
I thought sometimes there was one scene in particular where I can't remember what the scene was, but I just remember him walking out of the frame to the right, and I was just like, "What in God's name did he say?" He's like, "Well, there's one."
I feel like I turned to you and asked you what he said there, because
maybe
I remember one time in the movie I asked you what he said, but I can't remember what it was. But anyways, I didn't really vibe with his character. I don't know what he should have done. He should have just not stopped there for the diner scene. But then that was a pretty good setup, because then they all know where his girlfriend is or whatever.
Yeah.
And that did definitely pay off later. Which I thought paid off pretty well. I mean, not that I didn't see it coming, but it flowed really well into the story. And it only spawned from one coincidence. Like, the rest of it was kind of, eh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great description, huh?
Yeah.
Full review. Yeah. No, definitely waste your money on it.
No, it's a good movie.
No, okay, but then from there, let's see. We'll skip forward. Let's skip forward. I just need to talk about this. Kevin Spacey's 180. We're all over the place right now, but now we're getting to the scene at the end where he baby comes back to get the tape of his mom, right?
Yep.
And Kevin Spacey's like, "No, dude, we're done doing business."
Strictly no.
He's very strictly
biggest no you've ever heard.
Stonewall no. Like, there's nothing changing it. And then Deborah comes in and is like, "Come on, baby, let's go." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Here's your tape now." Like, what? He's not a softie.
Are we supposed to connect that to the "I fell in love once"? What did he say after that?
That's all he said. He's like, "I was in love once," and then he opens the door and gets shot.
If they played that up earlier, how he missed his girlfriend or something, then maybe.
They have to leave us like some breadcrumbs, of some sort. Like but there's zero in his character to tell him that he would, because he threatens to hurt Deborah earlier in the movie, right? Like, there's nothing about his character that says he would do a complete 180 just because she's there.
And he's like, "Go, I'll deal with the cops. I'm gonna let myself die." Like, he got shot twice there,
like,
and he's going to throw
180.
He obviously only cares about money.
This is my biggest problem with the movie.
And himself away for the good of these two kids.
I honestly feel like there was a scene or two that were cut that might have explained this a little better. Like, maybe it's possible that he could have been, like, from this exposure, he could have been, like, completely ratted out, and he knew that there was no way he was going to get out of this unharmed. So he could have just, like, said, "I'll toss it," and then he just kind of...
But don't you... Yeah, he would... I feel like he would have given him the tapes earlier than, like...
But there was just nothing that told us that was going to happen.
If he's like, "I don't care," then, okay, take the tapes. But he's like, "No, you cannot have the tapes."
It's like, yeah.
Very adamant about not giving them.
And just that, I feel like there's something we missed, honestly.
Maybe.
Like, maybe we weren't paying close enough attention. I don't know. Tell us, please, if it's something we missed, because that was probably my least favorite part of the movie. Like, just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes, like, completely suicidal just to protect these people. Like, I cannot, this is like, what? A 720. Like, he does a whole 360 and
a little bit more.
And then he turns all the way around. Like, this dude, he got on the ground and kissed their shoes. Like, I don't know what happened here. I'm in a complete loss for words.
What did you think about his character otherwise?
It's Kevin Spacey. There's nothing wrong with him. He's Kevin Spacey.
I thought he was great. He's so funny.
To be fair, though, I don't know. we did both say that he looked like he put on weight, but we had
just has a lot of neck skin.
Yeah,
was like
I think it was his suit though. It was kind of like that one NBA announcer who always wears the suit that's really up here and his neck is just like spilling out. I forget his name now. But yeah, no, there's a lot of extra kind of neck fat. And the last Kevin Spacey movie I watched personally was Seven, but the last one we watched together was American Beauty, I think.
Yeah.
And he's much younger in both these movies and in much better shape. Although from in the beginning of the movie, you saw him for a good deal. I think he was wearing largely the same thing in the beginning of the movie. And then and his neck was like spilling out there. He did not look in good shape. But towards the end of the movie, he looked a lot better. I'm not sure if it was the sequence they shot it in. Like maybe he kind of got in shape for the first bit of shooting and then let himself go, or maybe he was he was kind of not in such great shape when they started shooting, and then as it went on, he was like, oh, I should probably beef back up.
Yeah, he looked at the footage. He's like, whoa.
Yeah. But it could have been the suit too, though.
I feel like it's the suit.
It might have just been a poor fit.
Kevin Spacey's probably too like. He's like, I'm too cool and successful. I need to lose weight.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not Christian Bale. Like Christian Bale, I don't think. I'm sure somebody beats Christian Bale in weight loss. Yeah. But going from The Machinist to Batman Begins, like from a stick thin insomniac to Batman, like he put on 40 pounds of muscle in a couple months or something. That's unheard of. And I remember Tom Hardy talking about like he messed up his body putting on weight for Bane. Like his knees click and his elbows are like grinding or whatever because he works so hard putting on weight. And I'm like,
you're like, bruh, look at the guy you're acting.
But to be fair, in American Beauty, Kevin Spacey probably bulked up. I mean, there was a whole part about him lifting weights, right?
He was like a little wimp at the beginning.
They must have shot that in sequence. But anyways, he didn't look so hot in the beginning of this movie.
But yeah. His character was
he was definitely like a 6 in the beginning, but then towards the end he was probably like a solid 8.
Yeah. He's a good looking
But like
dude.
no, he's a good character. His character was a little bit flat, but I think it was written that way on purpose.
A lot of the characters seem to inhabit one characteristic.
One trait. Yeah. I really did like I thought John Hamm's character, Buddy, was probably one of the best.
Yeah.
Best written and the deepest character. He was the most versatile and he went the most ways, but he was still obviously the same character. Like Jamie Foxx's character we've already talked about.
Yeah.
Bats is kind of, he's kind of a stereotypical like crazy person, crazy gang member, whatever. But John Hamm's character was a lot different. Like I didn't read much into him about his background until they started talking about the Wall Street thing. He was like open-minded but still a criminal. I thought he played it really well.
I really enjoy his character.
Yeah. I thought it was very good.
And I mean, what was good, like keeping it consistent. Like at the whole movie, we are shown that he loves his wife so much.
Yeah.
They're all over each other.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. The downfall earlier. Yeah, we're really not talking. Just listen to the whole thing. We'll kind of finish everything off eventually. But his wife was a huge part of the downfall, which they played up in the movie. But it wasn't so much a setup and a payoff as just like good plot sequencing.
Yeah,
I think
his character shift from I love my wife and we're doing this.
We're having fun.
She was his life.
Justified.
So once she dies, he has nothing to live for except killing the guy.
In that one point of like inflection point, whatever you call it, when Baby went out at like 2 to go get Deborah, right? And then Bats follows him, and then Buddy's out there, like, stops the car. Honestly, he's like, oh, I'm going to get coffee or whatever. Honestly, Baby should have been like, I'm going out for a drive. Like, I would have 100% believed that. Like, this kid drives cars for a living, right? He's going out for a drive. No, who gets coffee at 2 a.m.? Like, dude, come on.
That was dumb.
Like, he's a quick guy.
You're in a car.
Yeah,
it's not the first thing you should
He's just going out for a drive. He's getting warmed up, right? He's calming his nerves or whatever. But, no, he's going to get coffee. And then, I thought John Hamm, or Buddy, snapped a little bit more than he should have at that point. But because of how rocky this job had been going, I kind of... I don't know. I kind of accepted it. But the one setup that was really obvious was the woman at the bank.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
You could tell right when he left, like, he's gonna do something to hold back the heist, or...
I kind of wanted the nephew to come back. I
liked him. He was funny.
I liked him. He was really one-dimensional, but I thought they could have used him again.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they should have brought him back.
And we're talking about these one-dimensional characters, and if you think about it, there are a lot of characters in this movie.
Yeah, there were a decent amount.
So,
because you filter through a couple crews, right?
Yeah, but you're
So
with
GTA-esque.
Baby. Baby's in probably every scene, almost every scene, right?
Yeah.
So you're focusing on Baby most of the time, but you get the, I guess, two criminals, the Asian dude and the guy with the nose. That
I forgot about them in the beginning.
So they were hardly in it.
Home invasion.
Got the
got
nephew.
Suicide Squad-esque character introductions.
So like, they're allowed to be one-dimensional, and
well, yeah, if they're expendable like they were.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
that guy at the beginning. He was in Wolf of Wall Street as he was the not yoked bodybuilder guy from Wolf of Wall Street. Do you remember? He was also in something else. Anyways, he was in the very beginning of the movie. Let's see if I can find him. What's his name? I'm not sure at all. I can't find him.
Wait, what was he?
He was the leader of the first crew, I think, the one with the tattoos or whatever.
With the nose.
No, not the nose. Was it the nose? No. Oh no, it was this guy, Griff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that crew.
Oh,
Right.
Okay, so that's what we're saying. There's like a lot of characters. Wait, wasn't this guy in The Walking Dead? I feel like he was. John Bernthal. I think, isn't he? AMC? Yeah. Oh, Walking Dead. Yeah. He was he was the other cop in Walking Dead. In the first couple seasons. Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
I remember that. What was my point? Oh no. So at the end of his job, he says, "If you guys don't see me again, I'm dead," and we never see him again. So that is interesting. He's expendable, but just like the other guy.
We're talking about it. Everyone in this movie is expendable because there's only one movie.
Because there's only one movie.
So keeps you on your feet.
I gotta be honest. I would accept a trilogy.
For this?
Yeah. Not just a sequel. I'd accept a trilogy.
I think
knowing that it's a set trilogy and it's gonna end.
I thought Baby and Deborah were very likable, so I'd be happy seeing them.
I'd be happy to see them again. Something I thought was interesting about the end. I guess we're just skipping around at this point because of our continuity. Because anybody listening has seen the movie, so at this point it doesn't matter. Is the end? We'll just skip right to the part where he knocks Buddy's car off the parking garage, right?
Yeah.
Which I knew he wasn't dead. Like just the way they played it out, it was
wasn't
really obvious
big
he
enough.
wasn't there. Although they did get me for a second because the camera had come down to the car that was like burning on the ground on the ground level, and they were up on like what, the 7th or 6th or something, and then the camera went all the way up to the 6th floor and showed them standing there, and I had assumed to see Buddy like hanging off right there, but I guess he got out earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because they did show him opening the door and like unbuckling his seatbelt, but I did expect him to get there, and then they kind of got me when he wasn't there, when the camera panned up. But just the way that they played it out, it was kind of obvious he was still alive.
Yeah.
But then I thought this was good and really dumb at the same time. Was he obviously tries to take Baby's hearing, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to take something. You took something I love from me. I'm going to take something I love from you. I'm like, well, if you're going to do an eye for an eye, shoot the girl. Like,
I thought you.
Yeah.
I was surprised by his decision.
It would have been very stereotypical, but like at that point, it's a cliche for a reason. That's an eye for an eye. Like it's not a girl for 2 years, but but and then he didn't even take away the hearing, I don't think, because I thought it would have been really interesting if the rest of the movie was completely mute.
That'd be interesting.
I thought that would have been fascinating if he was deaf from that point. Like the only point that wasn't deaf was when he put his hand on the stereo.
Because there was one scene when Kevin Spacey went to his crappy apartment or something, and I forgot what it was. He either put his headphones in or something, but it made me think. Most of this movie, we've been hearing exactly what he's hearing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it was the buzz or something. He like.
Oh yeah, no. At one point, he loses his earbuds.
I think he walked past him and hit him, and we heard the buzz, and it was just like, that's cool.
And at one point, he loses his earbuds, and like his ears start to ring, and you hear that in the theater.
Yeah.
And this is something I want to talk about in a bit. Is the sound or the music based movies that have been coming out recently. Yeah, we'll get back to La La Land, get to Guardians of the Galaxy, Deadpool. A lot of music based movies out there that are kind of coming out. I personally think this could be the end of the line for them, and I'll tell you why in a second. But when you said he's in every scene earlier, he might be. I'd have to think back if there's a particular scene. I can't think of any.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
I'm sure that there's one we're just being really dumb and not thinking of. But for the most part, it's completely through his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might as well be first person. And it's a really subjective kind of viewing of the world because we view it through his eyes. So we're seeing it, or his ears, rather. So he kind of works the music in. I thought it was funny the way they played it, like when they had the whole dispute about the Halloween masks and then he had to restart the song. I thought that was funny. But then you don't have every heist timed down to the second. So it was kind of lost on me as far as logic goes, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was just
I got
that's
that.
all it was.
And then that was a really cool car chase that followed that one, I should say.
After the first car chase, because the first car chase was like flawless. He barely hit anything. And then
that's something I was gonna get to.
The second and third, he was like crashing all around him. Like, is he losing it?
Was the Halloween mask one? Was that the second one?
That was the second one with the black dude chasing him in the truck, right?
Yeah.
That was not a clean getaway by any means.
Okay, but to be fair, he wasn't expecting to be rammed in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have been a clean getaway if he hadn't just been completely tossed for in the beginning.
Yeah. And I think by showing because basically opened with a heist, right? It did open with a heist, the movie.
Yeah, it opened with that original bank heist.
And by showing like how perfect he is, it just sets up his character, how good he is, right?
Yeah.
It shows that right away. So yeah, I guess if it was a messier.
But then after that, in that second chase, after he got hit the first time, I mean, he did pretty good. He rode up on all those walls without hitting anything.
Yeah, no, he did.
And he did really well until he was escaping the very last one. He was in the parking lot. He stole a car. He jumped it, right? He backs into another car. I was like, dude, I thought you're supposed to, like, all of a sudden he turned into an actual teenage driver. He had like 4 cars in the parking lot. I was like, dude, come on. It shouldn't be nerves or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he just started hitting cars left and right. It was really out of character for him. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I would have bought it was nerves if he hadn't been so not nervous the entire movie.
Yeah, well, that was something about his character that he's like consistently flat in character, but that's his character.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, but it was just like I feel like where was the shift from that flat character to the emotional? Because he was a lot more talkative, emotional, expressive.
Well, Deborah really brought that out in him, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, he met her pretty early on, right? Where was that one time? Because I feel like it was kind of abrupt as well.
Well, what are you thinking of? Like, what scene? Are you trying to find a scene like that point of inflection where all of a sudden he becomes emotional?
Is it just when he realizes he's not gonna like pick her up?
That's the odd part too.
I was kind of dumb, setting a date when you don't know.
Yeah, he's like, get you at 2 a.m., but he didn't say when or where. And it is odd because the whole movie feels like it's, like, the 70s or something. It has that really mixed timeline feel, kind of like La La Land. But she still has an iPhone. So, like, I guess he could text her, but I guess he only uses burner phones. So it kind of was like a 70s thing, like, I'll pick you up there.
Yeah.
But he didn't say where, like, at her house, at the diner, at his house. And then when he wasn't there at 2 a.m., like,
I just thought, like, I thought he should have just said, "I'm sorry," or something.
Yeah.
And talk to you later. Because why make a date in the middle of a heist? Like,
And
there's
then,
so many things that could go wrong.
And then they gave him the option to drop out on the heist. He's like, "Baby, it's your call." And he's like, "Let's do this thing," essentially, right?
Yeah. Or wait, is that when he said, "Let's get some sleep"?
Yeah.
I think it was "do it now" or like get some sleep, and he opted to get sleep. I think they were gonna do it no matter what.
I thought the whole thing was off. I thought they were calling the whole thing off because it was.
Well, then why would they all sleep at the?
Because they were going to anyways. Remember, he's like, "Everybody's sleeping here tonight because you need to get up early or something like that."
You might be right.
I
don't know.
I thought essentially he was like, for once he was actually giving Baby a choice. Like, is it on or is it off? Because he's a driver, and he called it on. And if he had called it off, he could have just taken his road trip. Like, maybe it would have been a bit fishy, but he's across the country in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe there's something else at play there I didn't pick up on. But I thought he had the option to get out there. He could have just called it to make it look normal. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's because he'd been so hesitant earlier.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. That was odd. But anyways, about this whole music thing, right?
Well,
okay, so I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
I've not seen 2.
He hasn't seen 2.
But I've seen Deadpool
2 is
and La La Land.
very good, I should say.
But
okay,
I remember
La La Land's a musical. So
well, you want to talk about get the La La Land thing over with? I got really La La Land vibes at when he was getting coffee the first time. He was like spinning around a pole, and just the way he like moved around people, like he'd barely miss them and things. It kind of helps that there's a coffee shop in La La Land too,
yeah,
right?
it really helps.
But like he saw a pretty girl outside and like winked at her, and it was like a perfect musical type world, right?
Yeah. Well, and it set up the world really well. It got us to expect something like that, just like the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy or of Deadpool. Because they almost
exactly
always
what you're getting into.
Open with like a fourth wall break kind of song.
Mm-hmm.
So you know exactly what you're getting into. But like I said, I feel like they could be set in the same universe. Baby Driver and La La Land. They have that same kind of cartoony vibe, and they look similar. So I don't know. I thought that they could work that out pretty well. Maybe it'd be a crossover movie.
Damn.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Baby Driver, La La Land, crossover.
What genre would it be?
I don't know.
Would it be musical?
No, I suppose. Look, just cut the difference and do a horror movie, right?
A horror movie.
Because look,
both couples are trapped in a hotel or something.
Yeah, I suppose so.
The car broke down.
What? But in the
orchestra.
end of spoiler, but at the end of La La Land, they don't get together.
Oh right, no, I forgot.
No. The perfect couple. Dang, that was too bad.
They go on okay, here we go. They go on a honeymoon.
Who?
Emma Stone and her new husband.
Okay.
Where Ryan Gosling is playing music. Husband dies. He's the first one to die.
Well, no, but I think they've already had their honeymoon. They've been married. They have 2 kids. They've been married for a while.
Okay,
they're going on vacation. No, that's fine.
And
just getting your story straight. If we're gonna,
and this is a few years later.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like 7 to 10 years later, where Baby and Deborah have settled down, and they have a few kids.
Where have they settled down?
Tennessee.
Tell me where this movie was set, actually.
This movie?
Yeah. Tell me where this movie was set, because I know where it was set.
But did it say in the movie?
Maybe not explicitly.
I mean, okay, it felt like a big city, but not a big city.
So do you think it was L.A.?
It could have been L.A.
Exactly, it could have been L.A. It was written to be in L.A. I'm just hunting my knowledge on you now.
Do you know where it was actually shot?
I do. I know where it was shot and where it was set in Atlanta. So
Home of Future.
I actually saw this with a person who goes to college in Atlanta, and they didn't say a single thing. So I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that explicit. I definitely did. I wouldn't have known if I didn't see this on trivia, but it says in the shooting locations here. Let's see. Shooting locations, filming locations here. Atlanta, Georgia. Exterior scenes were in Dunwoody, Georgia, USA, and in New Orleans, apparently.
All in the South.
Louisiana, USA. So yeah, it was all in the South. This is actually Edgar Wright's first film that was shot in the U.S. which is
There were
interesting.
not
He's very British. Yeah.
many British people in this movie.
This was a very good American comedy for a British
Yeah.
filmmaker and writer. Not that there's anything different about it, but like I would not have pegged this as a British film.
Yeah. I was trying to put my finger on what made this different, and I'm like, there aren't British guys in it.
Oh, I thought you meant different from other movies.
Oh.
They're different from Edgar Wright's movies.
Different from Edgar Wright's movies. And
Is Scott Pilgrim British?
I mean, no. But, like, it's not an original screenplay. So, like...
Okay.
Or
it must have been
it's an
shot in
original
England, then.
screenplay, but it's based on something.
Well, is it a graphic novel?
Yes.
Comic book?
Yeah.
Cartoon?
Not a actually, it might be a
Could have
cartoon.
been a cartoon. I should
I'm
probably
not a
see
Scott
that.
Pilgrim
Although, what's that?
expert.
I always get that one and one by Zack Snyder mixed up. Is it Zack Snyder, maybe? Sucker Punch, I think. For some reason, I always get Sucker Punch and...
I haven't seen Sucker Punch.
Neither have I. But when I hear about it, because I haven't seen yours either.
Mine.
But,
Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim. There we go. I haven't seen that. For some reason, they always mix up in my mind. But I think Sucker Punch is about, like, a mental asylum. Or I have no idea. And that might be on video games. I have zero clue. I shouldn't even be speculating. I have no right to be speculating here. But no, back on the music vibe. I said earlier that I feel like this is the end of the music vibe. And I think it's because the next movie that does it is going to be one movie too far. That is going to work music into its writing. And this movie gets a pass because I know that Edgar Wright has been working on it for so long. And Deadpool gets a pass because I know that Deadpool had been thinking about it long before. Because Deadpool took forever to get off the ground. Like
Yeah,
it was in development hell for like 12 years or probably even longer.
Production companies, it's risky.
It's a really risky movie
Yeah.
to make. And obviously it paid off. But they're making a sequel. But I'm kind of hyped for it, I guess.
Yeah,
but it lost its director, didn't it? That's
Did
a lot
it
of
really?
butts. I feel like it did. Here we go. Back to IMDb.
Uh-oh.
Just keep up with us on IMDb. You can't see this, but I just looked up IMDb on IMDb. Was I looking at?
It's really late here.
Yeah.
9:45.
From the East Coast. What? I've completely lost my train of thought because I looked up IMDb on IMDb.
Now I lost.
No.
Wait.
That's a shame. It'll come
Deadpool.
back to
Deadpool director.
Deadpool 2 director. Deadpool 2. David Leitch, who directed Fight Club. Oh no, he's known for the... What? It's being directed by a stuntman.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
No, wait, he directed Atomic Blonde. Oh, Atomic Blonde, that's the new movie with Charlize Theron and John Goodman and James McAvoy, whose trailer was far too long, but I'm still kind of hyped for.
Atomic Blonde?
Why is he uncredited for directing John Wick? Okay, I have no idea. But
who is this man?
He's a stuntman, or he's a stunt director who's directing Deadpool 2.
Well, maybe that's what we need.
This is what I suppose.
Llewellyn Moss is in this?
Llewellyn Moss, Josh Brolin. Okay, but who's writing it? That's really what matters here. The writers are the real heroes. That's what it says in the Deadpool opening credits. It says it makes fun of everybody in the production except the writers. It says writers are the real heroes here or something.
It's true.
There's a theory that
Deadpool
is actually written by Deadpool. It checks out too.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's a really it's a super meta theory, but I love it. I'm sure you can find a movie somewhere. He was he just does all these stunts. Like what? This dude is a stuntman. That's bizarre. Okay, Deadpool 2 is being directed by a stuntman.
You heard it.
You heard it here first. Probably not. Wow. But no, yeah, Tim Miller split for creative differences, I think.
Wow.
Tim Miller did visual effects for Scott Pilgrim. This is coming full circle. Wow. Anyways.
We knew that was going to happen.
Small world, right? Small world. Hollywood is a small place.
Yeah.
I completely lost it again. The IMDb thing tripped me
Music.
I can't remember. Music. Oh, but okay, Deadpool was in development hell for like what? 12 years or something. That's a completely arbitrary number. I know they were taking forever to get it off the ground. They leaked the test footage of Deadpool on purpose so that fans could get hyped for it, and the studio got convinced. I don't know if you remember that. I remember watching it so long ago when the this complete CG test footage leaked. It's exactly the same as the fight in it almost turns up exactly the same in the movie. When they were fighting in that one car, like he jumps off the bridge. I think it's the very beginning, isn't it? Where he jumps off the bridge, lands in the car, and then they fight in the car, and then it does the rolly thing later, and there's motorcycles. Anyways, they did a completely CG version of that, and it, quote unquote, I just did air quotes. It leaked, and then people got hyped for it, and then the studio's like, "Fine, we'll fund your meta superhero movie, but we're only giving you like." This did not come out fast enough. We're only giving you, what was the budget for this? $58 million, which is minuscule for a superhero blockbuster. That's like unheard of. So, yeah.
Well, they did it, and they made more money. I'll tell you that.
But I remember looking at the Baby Driver budget. I completely forgot it though. That's why I'm looking it up again. Which is $40 million. Which is less than Deadpool.
That is less than 50.
58. Yeah, it's a lot less.
It's also less than 50.
Yeah, we're both right there. So that's very impressive. We've been impressed by a lot of low-budget movies recently. We watched a movie called Moon. Sam Rockwell. Yeah, he plays a couple people in that movie. Spoilers, by the way. It's all right. You know, it's like a $5 million budget, full-blown space movie on the moon. $5 million budget. It was exceptional for that price.
Yeah.
With a couple writing changes, it could have been truly amazing, but too late for that.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll remake it on a larger budget and ruin it, as they typically do. Anywho,
just like Interstellar.
I hope this is the last movie for a long time that's very music based, because the next movie that comes out, this is completely.
It's gonna feel like, oh, this is the thing now.
Yeah, we're moving from superhero movies to superhero movies based on music, because. Like,
I hope that's what they do with
Guardians. Okay, well, with the exception of Guardians 3, because they've already laid the groundwork for that. But so like I said, Deadpool gets a pass because it's been in development for so long. Baby Driver gets a pass because I know how long it's been in development. I don't know how long that idea was, but it was such a good movie. Yeah. I'll give it a pass anyways, right? And then Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of the first one to do it, and the second one gets a pass because it's a sequel, and the third one gets a pass because it's a trequel or whatever. But
trilogy.
And it's entirely possible we're being completely ignorant, and there's been another movie that's come out since then, that was before then, that is exactly like this, and we're completely missing the point here.
Well,
but I don't think we are. I mean, that's not true. It's about 50-50.
Are you putting La La Land under that category?
No, because
it's a musical.
It's a musical, yeah.
So you're talking music.
But to be fair, if there's a huge jump in musicals because of La La Land, which there will be, I'm not going to be happy about that. Because, sure, there'll be a couple okay ones. Probably, maybe one or two good ones. But it's mostly going to be like, hey, remember when La La Land was good?
Yeah.
Check this one out. Remember when it came so close to winning Best Picture? Come check this one out. I mean,
La La Land 2.
La La Land 2, yeah.
Revenge.
Ryan Gosling's Revenge. I'd watch that. I would not pay good money for that. I'd pay less than
we'll get back to you
if
you should spend
your money
on
we'll tell you if you should waste your money on that one. But I feel like there's couple other things I wanted to say about Baby Driver, though. We should be wrapping up here. I think this has gone on too long.
This is pretty long.
Essentially, let's talk about the whole deaf thing. I think that's a point we haven't really touched on. Is what?
Deaf as in the black man? Or deaf?
Well, it comes full circle. That's the point.
It does. Yeah.
I thought, even before we got to the ending, I thought it was really interesting how a movie so based on hearing and sound incorporated a deaf person. I just thought, like, juxtapositionally, it was pretty funny, as far as like situational irony and whatnot goes. And then it really paid off in the end.
Yeah.
Even though, like, he's not really... Is he really deaf in the end?
I don't think so. Which is kind of... I don't know if it's a missed opportunity, but
I think it is.
A missed interesting opportunity.
Because, look...
It could have been cool.
Because look what La La Land did in the end, right? Completely flipped it. Like, he doesn't get the girl. They go on, like, this this drug trip, but it's a love trip right at the end when they see each other. But no, it's not the perfect happy ending you thought it was gonna be. But I feel like Baby Driver kind of half-assed it. Like
He
threw
out
half
the bait
deaf.
and then pulled it away.
Yeah, because there was no payoff to that. He might as well have just shot Deborah, right? Like eye for an eye or wife for 2 years. But
I don't know. It would have been interesting, because a big part of their dream the whole time is we're gonna go down the road
listening to music. Yeah, listening to music.
And half that dream is gone. So would it have been sweet if it's just our company that's that makes it
Wouldn't
worthwhile?
have been so bittersweet if he couldn't hear.
Yeah.
That would
have been
it's so sick to say, but that would have been a really touching ending.
It's like killing your main character. It's something
almost killing your main character.
Is music the main character though?
Is he the light? No, it's not. It's Baby. Get over it.
I know.
His real name is Miles.
Miles.
Big surprise. It might as well be Chase or I don't know, some other
Driver.
No, his name is Miles. Okay, fair enough.
I hope his full name.
You get the last
Miles
laugh,
Driver.
Edgar Wright. I bet Edgar Wright was sitting on that the whole time.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, he thought about this movie. He's like,
that's how he
his
came
name is
going to
be
movie.
Miles.
That's
yeah.
how he came. He built it around that. And it's kind of mentioned, kind of throwaway line.
The other thing is, I really did not feel like he was in prison for 5 years. Because they said he had a parole hearing in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's because in Shawshank, he gets the hearing every 10 years or something, right? And we've talked about that between ourselves, about how they handled the passage of time there, and how they could have done a little more to age the characters so you felt it just a bit more.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they did.
Same.
But it felt like the day after. He looked exactly the same. She looked exactly the same. I wish you got a little more sense for the 5 years. He got some letters and there was really heavy exposition. I can't believe your name is Miles. Oh, how convenient.
Yeah, can't wait to...
That exposition was not handled well. But my favorite point of exposition was when Kevin Spacey explained his entire relationship with Baby while drawing the plan on the chalkboard.
Oh, yeah.
And he just completely hung a lantern on it, and I was 100% fine with it. He's like, wow, I just explained my entire relationship while drawing out the plan. That was incredible. And I was like, yes, Kevin Spacey, it was.
Yes, it was.
So, yeah, I like that quite a bit. Because he was halfway through that whole spiel about, taking his Mercedes and everything. And I was thinking to myself, this is really, really heavy exposition.
Yeah.
If they don't do anything to ease this off, then I'm going to be kind of unhappy about it. But no, they did pretty well. But yeah, no, just overall, very well written. Like I said, the last two, the second and third act did not play out as they could have really easily, which was wonderful. Mm-hmm. It was great to see something. When Deadpool came out, everybody's like, oh, it's fresh, it's new, it's amazing. Is this fresh and new and amazing? No, probably not. But yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen something this good in theaters. Yeah. And I did laugh out loud. It was touching at points. I legitimately worried for the characters.
Yeah. I was behind the characters. I was genuine. It's just Edgar Wright humor. But not British.
It's visual, yeah.
So it's clever. And
wait, what are you saying about British humor?
No, I'm just saying it's different. Because Edgar Wright, when you think of Edgar Wright humor, you think a bunch of British guys falling over each other or something.
Something like that. Actually, think about fast cuts. Whenever I think about Edgar Wright humor, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
specifically,
know exactly what you mean.
I think a lot about Hot Fuzz. I've seen Hot Fuzz more times.
I'm putting on his stuff.
Well, there's that, and there's his whole scene when he goes from London to whatever the town is called, and it's a lot of really hard cuts.
I loved the that was straight out of some vlog. It was 1 second on the train.
Yeah.
1 second getting his keys.
And he's always moving the same direction.
Yeah, and it was really cool.
Yeah, and he had his potted plant the whole way. So that's good comedy. You don't have to force a joke at every movie. Well, speaking of that, in complete contrast, we got hyped for Daddy's Home too. When we saw the trailer before Baby Driver.
Oh.
But yeah.
I'm sorry.
We can have guilty pleasures. It's good to just not have to think sometimes when you watch a movie. Because we watch movies and we talk about it pretty much just like this. Essentially, for as long as we can or until we run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So this was very unstructured. This was impromptu, and this is climbing up on. See, it's 2 half-hour segments, so that's like 48 minutes or something.
That's long.
Wait, no.
Wow.
That was really bad.
A little over an hour.
It's a little over an hour. It's 18 minutes over an hour. It's an hour and 18 minutes. But we
watch movies that do math.
Yeah. It's summer.
At least one of us.
Yeah, we do watch. Oh, that was bad.
It's okay.
Anyways, because this is kind of what we do. We just talk about the movies afterwards, and
then we shake hands and I walk home.
Yeah, and we shake hands and he walks home in the dark, which is not good after 7.
So now we'll record the sound effect of doing our handshake.
But I don't know. Overall, if you had to give this a rating without using numbers, what would you give it?
Oh, I have to relate it to the movie, right?
I suppose. I don't know. I just don't like number ratings. I think it's too
easy.
Man,
this is the creative hard part.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay, we have to do actual creativity. Let's be fair, though, here. Right now, it's been out for, what, how long? A couple days, right? What is it? Today, it's been out since last weekend, right? I think.
A week. Almost a week.
Okay, so it's rated at 8.6 right now. 8.6 on IMDb. That's by the users. And 85 by the critics, which is really close. So it's 8.6 out of 10, obviously. 85 out of 100. And Metascore is the 85, and that's all critic reviews, which is really good. And if you go to the top, and that's not going to change much, is it?
Well, okay, there's only, there's 6,000 or 8,000 reviews.
It hasn't made much money at all. Or, well, maybe the money reports aren't in yet.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. There's
not a ton
Spend
of
your
reviews. Money, please.
So what, an 8.6 would put it at, hold on. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, no,
that's way
high.
up there. This is very
if I recall,
high.
that's above American
Beauty.
Okay,
so the usual, it would put it right next to the usual. No, that's Kevin Spacey. Right next to the Usual Suspects, at the lowest. At the highest, though, that puts it above 7. That puts it. That puts it right. Down. That puts it right below The Matrix.
And what do you think it's going to settle at?
I see. It's been. I gotta say like 8.5. Like
really?
It can't go down much, because
I think it's gonna get a lot lower.
Where's Logan?
I'm thinking
because after Logan came out,
8.3, 8.2. Because if this gets as many reviews as most movies,
I don't know if it will.
Like
though.
5% of it's in right now.
I feel like the trailer didn't do it justice. Like,
after
watching the trailer, I was kind of like, I thought it was gonna be like a kind of B movie. Not like Jerry Seinfeld B movie, but like a B-list movie.
Yeah.
But then I saw who it was directed by. I saw how good the reviews were. So I don't think it's gotten enough good exposure. I think the trailer felt a little cheesy.
And we were talking about we haven't seen much. Yeah. Maybe because there just hasn't been much exposure. Yeah. And I was talking to my friend Michael, and he
didn't know about
had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
So.
But go see the movie. We highly recommend it.
You should go see it.
But yeah, so right now it's chilling at like, out of the top 250 movies ever, it could be like somewhere between 20 and 30 probably. But it might go down. We'll see. It probably will go down. I don't think it'll go down much. I think it deserves a rating like that.
I think something up there.
Something up there.
I mean, in relation to all the other.
Rate it in relation to other car movies. So let's go. Let's go Cars. Let's go the Need for Speed. Did you see the Need for Speed movie?
No.
Oh. Very poorly written, very good car chases. That had some of the... how about Drive? We've seen Drive,
right?
Long time ago. It did have heavy Drive influences. Speaking of Ryan Gosling.
Comes full circle.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
We're tying all the knots at this point.
I'd put it better than Fast 5, which automatically makes it better than all Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
Better than Cars.
Better than Cars.
Better than Cars 2, obviously. Haven't seen Cars 3, but it's better than that.
Is it
it's
the
better
best
than Need for
car movie?
It's better than Need for Speed. No, there's got to be other car movies. Hold on. That's kind of what got me hyped on movies. I used to be very into cars. This is going up on an hour and a half. We got to end this soon. I was very into cars, and I used to only want to watch movies about cars. Gone in 60 Seconds. I watched that with Nicolas Cage. Can't spell Nicolas without an L. But It was.
He's a good actor.
He's all right.
Just
We
kidding.
just see adaptation. Let's see, car movies. It's just gonna bring up cars or racing movies. Oh yeah, Bullet. Okay, hold on. I haven't seen Bullet. Yeah, I know. We're terrible movie watchers. I haven't seen Speed. Okay, we haven't seen a lot. These are all old though.
Death Proof.
Death Proof.
You should probably see that.
Yeah, definitely should.
Does
see
Mad Max count?
Is it better than Mad Max Fury Road?
Oh,
These are
so different.
They're
So different.
Oh god, that's
I don't
tough.
know.
Think about
What if I had
rewatchability.
more-
That's where it comes down to me. Rewatchability. Like, which one could you watch more?
I don't know. I'd love to see both of them again.
I know.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot
This
of
is
fun
ended
in
now. We
different
can't
ways.
even decide. Oh no.
Shoot.
Mad Max Fury Road. The Italian Job. Okay, here we go. Here's another. You haven't seen Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, have you? That's another car
No.
comedy. It's definitely better than that.
Definitely. I can tell you now it's better than that.
What about The Italian Job? Is it better than Transformers? Yes. Okay, it's essentially the best car movie that's ever come out. Period. That's a
Debatable for Mad Max, but
Is it a car movie?
is it a car movie?
Is it a post-apocalyptic movie?
I don't know.
Does this even matter? No. I'm sure we're going to think of a lot of things we want to say and forgot
But-
to say.
I have my creative review.
But
My creative out of 10.
yours?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So I'm got a laughing Edgar Wright, laughing at Miles, the choice of Miles, out of 10.
Just cackling to himself.
Yeah.
He's writing the
It's-
script. He just cackles to himself. I don't know.
Is
Is it racist to use the word cackle for a British person? That seems very...
No.
Cackle is a very British sounding thing to me. I'd give it... See, I was going to rate it out of, like, engine cylinders, but you could give it, like, a V10. You could give it even numbers, or you could give it odd numbers, I'm sure. There's, like, V3 engines
I'm no
or whatever.
expert in this area.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I suppose if the movie were a car, it would probably be
A nice car.
a nice car we can't afford.
There you go, out of
Yeah.
10.
Out of 10. And we'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening. Let
Thank
us
you.
know what you think.
Ah!
I know it's long. I hope you listen to it all. I'm really sorry about that. We're going to try to do these better and more often. Bye now.
Bye.